All right, today we're going to take you inside a world that for most of us only exists in the movies. This isn't just about spreadsheets and offshore accounts. We're going to do a step-by-step teardown of the dark art of high-stakes money laundering, all from the perspective of somebody who actually lived it.
So, picture this. You're in an underground vault in Geneva. Surrounded by millions in priceless art and assets. The air is cold, it's dead quiet, but your heart is just hammering in your chest because you've just noticed a signature on a key document belongs to a man who's been dead for a year. And that's when you get the call. Interpol is in the lobby. This is the end game. So, how in the world did we get here?
Well, where does a story like this even begin? It starts, as it so often does, with pure ambition. You're sharp, you're fresh out of a top school, and you land that dream job as a private banker. Your life becomes a blur of 80-hour work weeks, but you are learning, and you're learning fast. You learn the real game isn't just about managing wealth. It's about finding every single loophole in the system.
And the first, most fundamental tool you get your hands on is the shell corporation. Honestly, you should just think of it as an empty box. It doesn't make a thing, doesn't sell a thing. Its entire purpose is to hold stuff. And, most importantly, to hide who really owns the box. This simple little tool, it's the bedrock of the entire offshore financial world.
So, the pitch you give your wealthy clients? It's simple, and it's incredibly powerful. You just say, look, you can keep your money here at home, where everyone can see it and it's going to get taxed to death. Or, we can place it inside this structure where it's totally private, is protected, and the real ownership is completely hidden. And you know what? At this stage, it's all perfectly legal. It's smart, and it makes you very, very rich. But here's the thing about money and success. For some people, it's never enough. Ambition, it's a powerful drug. And pretty soon, you find yourself walking right up to the edge of a cliff, looking down at a line you swore to God you would never, ever cross.
And it happens just like this. A huge client is about to post a disastrous quarter. So to save them, and let's be honest, to save your own bonus, you just move a few expenses, you hide some numbers, you kick the can down the road. You think you just saved the day, but what you actually just did was commit a felony. And of course the firm finds out, but they don't fire you. Oh no. They see an opportunity. They've got you. They hold your entire career hostage. You are completely and totally trapped.
And that's when the phone rings. It's not one of your regular clients. The voice on the other end is quiet, professional. He says his client has a liquidity problem. And by that, he means they have way too much physical cash. They don't need a banker. They need a magician. And just like that, you've crossed the line. You've left the world of legal tax avoidance and entered the world of cartels and warlords.
So your old life, it's over. Your new one begins with a single, simple assignment. Make $10 million in dirty, physical cash disappear. This is where your real education starts.
Okay, first things first. You build a labyrinth, a house of mirrors made of anonymous LLCs in states like Delaware or Wyoming where they don't ask a lot of questions. Then you hire runners, people who are desperate for cash, to go and physically deposit the money. But the crucial part isn't just what they do, it's how they do it.
This number right here is everything. It is the golden rule. See, any cash deposit of $10,000 or more automatically, instantly triggers a report to the federal government. So you have your runners make hundreds and hundreds of deposits, each one carefully structured to be just under that limit, say $9,500. It's slow, it's tedious, but it allows a mountain of dirty cash to just seep into the banking system without a single alarm bell going off.
Now, once the cash is in the system, you have to give it a legitimate backstory. You can bounce it between your shell companies with fake invoices and that works. But for the big money, the most elegant, the most brilliant method, you use the art world. It's basically the perfect washing machine.
The absolute genius of this is its subjectivity. Here's how it works. Your cartel client takes 50 grand in cash and buys a painting from some unknown artist. A week later, another shell company that you control, this one pretending to be a private collector in Switzerland, buys that exact same painting at an auction for $5 million. Who's to say what a piece of art is worth? Its value is whatever someone's willing to pay. And just like that, almost $5 million in drug money has been transformed into clean, taxable, totally legit profit from an art sale.
So you are now a master of the game. You're wealthier than you ever dreamed possible. You're living a life that most people can only see in movies. But you start to realize, very quickly, that your new world, it isn't a palace, it's a prison. A golden one, sure, but it's a prison nonetheless.
The reality of your life becomes this crazy paradox. I mean, yeah, you've got the penthouse, the private chef, the unlimited money, but you can't speak to your family anymore. They're a weakness. They're leverage someone could use against you. Every single waking moment is just filled with this gnawing, crippling paranoia. You have everything, and you have absolutely nothing.
Your life is now run by a completely new set of rules, and they're all about survival. These aren't just good ideas, they're compulsions. You're constantly looking over your shoulder. You trust no one. And that go bag you keep under your bed, that's not for a surprise vacation. That's $500,000 in cash and a stack of fake passports. It's your only chance of getting out alive if it all goes bad.
And trust me, it will go bad. Because in this world, there is no retirement plan, there's no golden parachute, there's only an exit. And you finally start to understand your true role in this whole massive criminal enterprise.
This is the question that starts to keep you awake at night. You spend years building this fortress of shell companies and offshore trusts to protect the king. But you're the architect. You have the blueprints. You know where every single secret is buried.
And that is the terrifying, unavoidable answer. You're not an asset anymore. You're not a partner. You are the one loose end. You are the one weak link in a chain that is otherwise perfect. You are the single greatest threat to the entire operation. See, your downfall, it's not going to be some dramatic shootout like in the movies. It's going to be something small, something human. A wire transfer gets flagged for a routine compliance check. A signature on a form doesn't quite match. One tiny, inevitable human error is all it takes for the entire house of cards to come crashing down.
And in that moment, you realize you never really escaped anything. You just traded one prison for another. You're no longer a brilliant banker or a financial magician. You're just a number, an entry on a spreadsheet that's been moved from the assets column over to the liabilities column. You are permanently trapped, just waiting for the final calculation.